What's up everybody? How's everybody doing? It's been a while since I've made a video for my YouTube channel. I know I've been super inconsistent with it. I just cannot find the time for it between my 9 to 5 job and figuring out what to do next with Amazon and my other things that I'm working on. I'm working on this ebook about product research. But yeah, so I will try to be more consistent. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I really appreciate you coming back at the channel. If you have been already subscribed, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button if you like this video. So without further ado, let's get into the video. And in this video I'm going to be talking about 4 simple things that you should look for if you are starting your first Amazon FBA product on a tight budget. These are the 4 simple things that you must look for if you're starting out your first Amazon FBA product on a tight budget. You have to always keep these 4 items in mind before you actually move ahead in your research phase down the line. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so I'm gonna straight up talk about this directly from the ebook that I'm writing on. These are the 4 primitive things that you should look for if you're starting out your first Amazon FBA product on a tight budget. Okay, so the first thing that you must look for when you're looking for products for starting your first Amazon FBA product is actually the weight. You need to look for a product that is light in weight. Now why is that? That's because the cost of shipping to ship your product from China to US will directly depend on the weight of the product. So just ignore or skip through the products that come across while you're doing your product research, which are actually a little over 2 pounds. Anything below 2 pounds could be considered light, but anything above 2 pounds might be a little heavy for you to begin with as your first product. Okay, so that was the first point. Second, you need to pick a product which does not have too many moving parts. So let's say you wanna let's look at this. Look at this mobile cover. So if you talk about this mobile cover, if you wanted to sell this, now this is just one single unit. Okay, so the chances of anything going wrong with this is actually pretty low. But if you were to say, if you wanted to pick up a mouse like this, okay, which you may not be sure about. Now this has a lot of different pieces. This has two buttons right here, one button over here. It has a battery, it has a switch, it has a LED light which tells you if it's connected. So it has more than a couple handful of moving pieces inside it, and then there is microchip inside it which actually adds a lot more complexity. So when you're picking up a product, make sure it has less moving parts, make sure it's a simple and easy to be built or constructed product. Okay, the third point is that it needs to be compact. Now why is that? Again, so now this is in coherence with the first point, but it's actually a little different. Apart from your shipping costs depending on the weight of the product, it also depends on the volume of the product. Now if you talk about volume, it actually, if you've learned about volume is basically length into breadth into height. So the bigger the box, the more the volume, the smaller the box, the lesser the volume. And when your products are being shipped from China to US using any freight forwarder, be it ocean, be it through air, be it through ocean, however it is, the size of the box or the amount of space it takes actually governs how much cost would it be. Also not just during shipment, but also during your FBA storage fees. Amazon also looks at the space it occupies. Depending on the space it occupies, it will actually define how much do you need to pay as your FBA fees. So make sure your product is compact, make sure your product is not too inflated. For example, if let's say you were selling this mouse or something that was in the size of this mouse, but you used a huge box to cover it, so in that case you can actually go ahead and ask your supplier to build it in a compact box or give you a different packaging option, because the more the space it takes, the higher the FBA cost is going to be. And the fourth point that you should look for when you are sourcing your first product to start on Amazon is actually it shouldn't be too cheap. Now what I mean by that is basically if your product is going to be priced under $15, you're hardly going to make any money, because you will have to pay $39 fixed cost to sell your products on Amazon. Then you'll have to pay FBA fees, then there'll be a referral fee which will be 15% of your selling price, and then there'll be a cost of the product itself that you might have might have had while you ship the product. So make sure it's not too cheap. Make sure your product can be easily priced above $15, because if it's under $15, you would not be able to make any good profits, and you don't want to put yourself in that position when you're starting out, because it's going to get demotivating to you. You need to actually have a win, or at least close to a win, when you're starting out your first product. Alright guys, so that was it. Those were the 4 things that you should look for when you're starting out with your first product on Amazon on a tight budget. I hope this video brought some attention to you, some insights to you. If you like the video, please smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.